robot ran a half marathon faster than any human in history. It did not jog. It did not stumble its way to the finish line in some slow and clumsy way. It crossed the line in 50 minutes and 26 seconds, which is faster than the fastest human time ever recorded for that distance. The robot was built by a Chinese phone company, and most people had never even heard the name before this race. This is the story of how a machine beat a record that took humans over 100 years to build. The event was called the Beijing E-Town Half Marathon, and it happened on April 19, 2026. This was not a normal race. It had two lanes running side by side. One lane was for more than 12,000 human runners. The other was for over 300 humanoid robots. The robots ran on their own track for safety because nobody wanted a machine crashing into a real person at full speed. The full distance was 21 kilometers, which is just over 13 miles. That is a long way for a human, and an even harder thing for a robot that has to balance on two legs the entire time. The robot that won was named Lightning, and it was built by Honor, a Chinese company that mostly makes smartphones and other electronics. Lightning stood about 5.5 feet tall and ran at an average pace of 3 minutes and 50 seconds per mile. To give you a sense of how fast that is, the human world record holder is a runner from Uganda named Jacob Kiplimo. He ran the same distance in about 57 minutes and 20 seconds at a race in Lisbon just 1 month earlier. So Lightning beat the best human on Earth by nearly 7 full minutes. That is not a close finish. But here's where it gets interesting. Lightning did not have a head. It did not have eyes in the way you would expect. It barely had hands. It was basically a pair of long mechanical legs designed for one job, which was to run fast without breaking down. Honor said it modeled those legs on the body of elite human runners, and the company used a clever trick from its phone business. The motors got very hot during the run, so Honor cooled them with a liquid system borrowed from the same technology that keeps a smartphone from overheating. A phone company used phone parts to build a record-breaking athlete. To understand why this race shocked so many people, you have to look back just 1 year. At the very first version of this race in 2025, the robots were a disaster. Only 21 robots even showed up, and most of them fell over, overheated, or simply lay down at the starting line. Out of all of them, only 6 managed to finish at all. The fastest robot that year was a machine called Tiangong Ultra, and it took 2 hours, 40 minutes, and 42 seconds to complete the course. That is slower than a casual human jogger. People watched that first race and laughed because the machines looked nothing like real runners. Now compare that to 2026. Lightning finished about 100 minutes faster than the winner from the year before. Think about that for a second. In just 12 months, these robots went from barely standing up to beating the human world record. That kind of jump almost never happens in technology. One man named Sun Zhigang watched both races and said it was the first time robots had passed humans, something he never imagined seeing. That feeling was shared by hundreds of millions of people because the live stream was watched across China by a massive audience. This is the part that surprises everyone, though. The race was not really about who could run the fastest. It was a test. Running a half marathon forces a robot to prove it can balance, stay cool, manage its battery, and keep moving for almost an hour without falling apart. Those are the exact same skills a robot would need to work in a warehouse or help during an emergency. An Honor engineer named Du Xiaodi compared it to the early days of cars, when companies used races to push their designs forward. The robots are racing today so they can work in the real world tomorrow. The rules also tell you where this technology is headed. The organizers wanted robots that could think for themselves, not ones steered by a person with a remote. So they made a rule. If a robot was remote controlled, its finish time got multiplied by 1.2 as a penalty. This mattered. Another Honor robot crossed the line even faster than Lightning at 48 minutes and 19 seconds, but it was remote controlled, so the penalty pushed its official time back. Lightning won because it ran on its own in about 40% of all the robots navigated the course by themselves, and the race was far from perfect. Lightning itself crashed into a barrier near the finish and fell over. Humans had to run up and help it stand back up before it could continue. Another robot bumped into a railing. One robot fell so hard it broke into pieces and had to be carried away on a stretcher. So these machines are fast, but they are still fragile and they still make mistakes. A famous robotics expert named Rodney Brooks, who helped create the Roomba vacuum, called the race a publicity stunt. He argued that the robots ran on a track they had practiced on, with support crews following behind, which is nothing like the real world where a human runner does not know the course ahead of time. That criticism is fair, and it leads to a bigger question. Was this a real breakthrough or just a clever show? The honest answer sits somewhere in the middle. A computer scientist named Alan Fern, who has spent years training robots to walk, said the basic science of robot walking has been around for a while. What changed this year was not some magic new discovery. It was good engineering and a lot of money. Last year, the robots broke. This year, they held together and ran fast. That is not nothing, but it is also not the same as a robot that can think and survive in a messy, unpredictable world. Still, the money behind all of this is very real, and it shows how serious China is about winning this race. The winning team was set to receive orders worth over $1 million yuan, which is about $146,500. China now has more than 150 companies and research labs building humanoid robots. The government treats this industry as a national priority and gives out subsidies to push it forward. China already controls much of the supply chain for the chips, sensors, and batteries these robots need, and its plan for 2026 to 2030 includes factories run by robots that look and move like people. Now, China is not the only player making huge moves. Over in the United States, a company called Figure AI is doing something just as important, even if it is less flashy than a race. Figure runs a factory called BotQ in California, and that factory is now building one humanoid robot every single hour. Read that again. Every hour, a brand new robot rolls off the line. Figure has already delivered more than 350 of its Figure 03 robots, and the factory is built to eventually make up to 12,000 units a year. Why does building robots fast matter so much? Because every robot that gets made and sent into the real world collects data. That data teaches the next robots how to move better, balance better, and handle problems on their own. Figure even tests each robot like an athlete before it ships, putting every unit through more than 80 checks, including thousands of squats and jogging sessions. The more robots a company builds, the smarter all of its robots become. So this is not just a manufacturing race, it is a learning race, and speed is the secret weapon. Then there is Boston Dynamics, one of the most famous robot companies in the world. Its new electric Atlas robot has started its first real deployments. The entire 2026 production run of that robot is already promised to 2 customers. One is Hyundai, the car company, and the other is Google DeepMind, one of the biggest names in artificial intelligence. Another company called Agility Robotics already has its Digit robot working at a Toyota factory in Canada. So while China was winning a marathon and grabbing headlines, American companies were quietly putting their robots to work inside real factories. 2 countries, 2 strategies, both racing toward the same finish line. So where does all of this leave us? In just 1 year, a robot went from lying down at a starting line to beating the human world record for a half marathon. Factories are now building these machines by the hundreds, sometimes one every hour. Real companies are putting real robots into real jobs. The machines are still clumsy, they still fall, and they still need humans to pick them up sometimes. But the speed of progress is the part that should make you stop and think. The question is no longer whether robots can move like us. The question is how fast they will learn to work like us. What do you think about all of this? Are these running robots a real sign of the future, or are we getting too excited about a machine that still needs help standing up? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown interesting, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories on AI and robotics. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.